Parshas Pinchas has a large number of massive topics, some of which are more bavust than others. One of the ones that don't get as much credit or don't get as much learned as some of the other ones have to do right before the Yom Tovim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is having a discussion with Moshe Rabbeinu, Vaydaber Moshe el Hashem lemor. An unusual pasuk, by the way, Vaydaber Moshe el Hashem lemor. Okay? And then Moshe Rabbeinu has a very interesting request of Rebbeinu Shalom. Yifkad Hashem Elokei Ruches L'chol Basar Ish Al Ho'eda. He wants to have a successor appointed to him. So what does Hashem tell him? Skip down a pasuk. Vayomar Hashem al Moshe Kach Lecha Es Yoshua Ben Nun Ish Asher Ruach Bai V'Samachta Es Yodcha Olav. And she gave him smicha. What does the pasuk say? Repeat V'Samachta Es Yodcha Olav. What happens a couple of psukim later? Pasuk Chav Gimel, Vayismach es Yodav Olav, Vayitzaveyu kasher dibra Hashem biyad Moshe. So there's a steer in the Pesukim. Hashem said to Moshe, V'samachta es Yodcha, singular, and hence Vayismach es Yodav. Moshe Rabbeinu used his two hands, plural. Rashi immediately on the spot says, Chav Gimel, Be'ayin Yofeh, beautifully with a very generous eye. Yoiser v'yoiser, and mimash in his taf. HaKadosh Baruch Hu amar lo v'samachta es yadcha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said you should put your hand, and he did it with two hands. V'aso kechli mole v'gadosh. The bracha he gave was if he was filling a vessel which was full and overflowing. So what does that mean? What does Rashi mean by that mole v'gadosh? There's a lot of Torah on that. Rav Chaim Kanievsky brings it down and says that the Dubna Magid asked the Vilna Goyen, how is it that a tzaddik positively influences the people around him? So the Goyen explained, and I'm sure you've seen these, you have a becher in the middle with a whole series of bechers around, the little ones, and the little conduits. If you fill up the large becher and you keep on filling it and it overflows, then all the little becherlachs right next to the big becher become filled as well. However, if the big becher is never filled, and you just keep pouring more from the big becher into all the other little bechers, they'll never be full because you're going to take away from the big becher. But if you keep pouring the big becher and it overflows, similarly, the Goyen said, if the person who is a manhig, who is a mashpia, a person who has the opportunity and the schus to influence those around him, if he works on his Torah near Shamayim, there'll be a trickle-down effect. It'll influence those who are around him. However, if a person stops at a certain level of Torah and Yira, does not continue to improve himself, and wants to give others, he will not succeed. That's what Rashi says. Moshe filled Yoshua overflowing. He gave him so much of his own midos of Torah Shamayim, and with the lesson that through his own attainments, he'll then be worthy of leading Bnei Yisrael, Klal Yisrael. Okay? He brings down a story about the Midrash of Rabbi Akiva, that after all his Talmidim passed away, he was able to get more Talmidim, just from 7 more, because he filled them up to the same exact method of filling up his Talmidim, that they continue to grow. And he says another mashal, the Chazoin Ish, one single person turned Bnei Brak into what Bnei Brak is, sitting in his Dalet Amos learning Torah. His hashpah was so overwhelming that created an entire Bnei Brak. So we see that Limud HaTorah is an ongoing process. A, is one that we have to continue to work on ourselves. A, to make ourselves better, and B, to have an influence on all those around us. An interesting vart, which has to do also with the parsha, not directly connected to this one, has to do with the census that was taken. The census was taken from all the Shvatim, and he mentioned he has a large number of Divrei Torah in the Sefer Parshas HaTorah on the name Yisachar, which of course makes me interested because that's my name. So there's a Sefer that's called the Bnei Yisachar, or Bnei Yisachar, and Rav Tzvi Melech of Dinav named his Sefer the Bnei Yisachar. And the question is, why? Why did he do that? So it's brought down in a Sefer called Beis Shlomo that one time he went to his Rebbe, no less than a Chayza of Lublin, And he said to him, Rabbi, I have to ask you a question. What shevet am I from? You're the chayzer. You can tell where I come from. Why am I asking this question? He says, I'm asking this question because every time it comes Chanukah, I have a tremendous chukah, I have a tremendous yearning, I have a tremendous hergish, a tremendous feeling, more than just regular mitzvahs that I do. I'm somehow drawn to this mitzvah of Chanukah lecht. My soul, nafshi chashka ladas. Why do I have this? I know that I can't come from the Chashmarem because I'm not a Kohen. The Chashmarem were Kohanim. Okay, so it cannot be that it's a schus of my avos. Where do I get this from? So when he came to the Chayzer and asked him this question, he said to him, even before he even asked the question, he said to him, your tshuka is from Shevet Yisachar. Why? Because you come from the Einiklach of who were the Beis Din at the time of the Chashmonaim. And who was the Beis Din consisting of? Shevet Yisachar, which are the teachers of Klal Yisrael. They're the ones who had hashpah and all of Klal Yisrael through the Beis Din of the Chashmonaim. He brings a makar for it. That is why your neshama has a tshuka for this mitzvah of Chanukah. And in the schus of hearing this Dvar Torah, he was so inspired by that, he named his very famous sefer Pnei Yisachar, which is a sefer on all the Yom Tovim and the months of the year. And we see a living proof of how this yearning, this self-improvement has a direct influence on us. We have to learn from that. And Mitzvah Hashem, we should learn from all of these lessons that not only should we continue to improve ourselves, but all of those around us, and be a very positive influence of all Klal Yisrael. Good Shabbos.